Hey guys, it's Mathel here, and I thought I'd show you what a fairly fast slash speed run of Merciless Labyrinth looks like, because people are talking a lot about how this shit is rather annoying, challenging, long, slow, RNG fest. Well, with the current layout we have today, my Wednesday, I believe it is, I don't know, the 9th, whatever. It seems to be a pretty goddamn fast layout. This is a new character I just made. He only just hit Merciless Labyrinth today, so this is the first chance I've had to run it, and it seems to be a really quite comfortable layout for speed running. In total, each of my runs is taking about 5 to 7 minutes, and basically, you just seem to learn a few patterns here or there, like where the doors are going to be in a general vicinity. Sometimes the traps change just a bit, in that you might have to face a different series of traps on the way to the door, but the layout is pretty much always going to be the same towards which door you're going and how to get to the next boss level and all that. So it ends up being pretty quick when you use a character with any decent movement skills. So Whirling Blades, of course, top tier. I'm sure you've heard of that one before. Paired with Leap Slam, because sometimes you need to jump over some shit, and also movement speed, so a Quicksilver is actually rather useful, even if you're Whirling Blading at all times. Now, my character's still pretty crappily geared and sort of low level. So the fights here are just a little bit sketchy, but I've done like 10 runs without dying so far. And basically, yeah, you just gotta go deep. Especially for the actual traps and labyrinth itself. There's two ways of doing it. Either being really slow and safe, and it's going to take you a long time, but super slow, super safe, you're going to get through it. Or incredibly fast, and it should be fairly safe as well. If you go for sort of like a midway sort of fast but still trying to be safe, that's usually when I seem to run into troubles and get nearly killed. As you can see, you just dive through everything, no one gives a shit. The layout's pretty much always going to be the same, so at this point I've learnt it, I know where things are going. And yeah, what I'm running is one instant life flask, one regen life flask. That usually gets me out of any hairy situation. One Quicksilver, a Granite, and a Stibnite. Not really much else to say. I'll show you the character's gear at the end of the run, and just let you watch the rest of it if you feel like seeing what a speedrun looks like. I do end up getting a helm enchant every 5 to 7 minutes, so it doesn't end up being that bad. Just got to get lucky on the right helm enchants. Enjoy the rest of the run and have a good day.
This empire
Here's the character real quick, almost 4k life, level 78 Marauder. He is a Berserker. Haven't quite filled out all my passives, but I do have 40% more damage taken. Just kind of all over the place. It is crit, one hand, Earthquake. It's extremely incomplete right now, so don't focus too much on the character. The gear we're looking at is a Scepter that cost me 5 Chaos, a Rat's Nest, Amulet cost me 8 Alks, Boots cost me 5 Chaos, Malagaros got from Brodero. Don't remember what this cost me, 10C I think? 1C, 2C, found. Bought a 5-link Crusader, played for 2C, and chaosed it like twice, and it hit a pretty good roll. As I said, you have 1 instant life flask, 1 regen life flask, a nice movement speed, using a granite mostly for Izaro, and a Stib Knight also for Izaro, just so he barely ever hits you. Earthquake setup, if you want to know that, is Earthquake, Crit Strikes, Melee Fizz, Conk Effect, and less duration. I of course have increased area most of the time and Conk Effect for the actual boss itself. My crit is 87% without power charges. That's what I'm rolling with, and that's giving me a pretty instant kill on Izaro most of the time. Anyway, that's the character I've been using just to do some quick runs of this current layout that seems to be pretty easy.